Hi, Vamsi. Hi. Let me log in. Okay, so what you can do is, so let's please concentrate. As I always say, don't go with the steps. Okay, so concentrate on the logics. Concentrate on the logics. What to select, what not to select. Okay, based on that, you need to proceed. So let's move on to EC2. Let's go to EC2. First, what I'll do is I'll give you the overview of the EC2 console first. Okay. So you know very well the header of it. All these things you know, right? Yes or no? You know this. And here we have this is called EC2 dashboard. What is this called? EC2 dashboard. Every service will have a dashboard. Like IAM, we had a dashboard, no? Similarly, here also we have EC2 dashboard. Basically, this dashboard contains the summary of the resources. What is that? So, so we have learned quite a lot on EC2 these many days, correct? So let us see all these things we know this or not. Do you know instances? Do you know elastic IP, load balancer, snapshot, auto scaling, placement groups, volumes, dedicated hosts, key pairs, security group, all things you know this already here. The power of theory, right? The power of theory. So we have learned all these things here. Again, I'm saying here, you need to know what to click, how to click, where to click. Okay. So let's see here. On the left side, you have EC2 dashboard where you see, now, once you do any practicals in EC2, you come to the dashboard here and you need to see everything should be zero except key pair and security groups, except key pair and security groups. Key pairs and security group, AWS will not charge for it. So I already have one key pair that is for the other batch, right? So do we have the key pairs here? No, because by default, do we have any key pairs? No. And also, I told you there will be one security group. What is that security group called? Default security group. Which one? Default security group. So is it good to create a new security group or is it good to use the default security group? Use the default security group. So now on the left side, we have the next one here. We call it as EC2 global view. What is that? EC2 global view. Let's say you have launched one EC2 instance in Mumbai. And by the way, EC2 is regional or global? Do you see in which region you should be? Mumbai. So please be in the Mumbai region. So if at all anyone who is in US or Australia, please select your appropriate region. And please make sure whenever you come to EC2, the first thing that you should check is the region. So which region you are. So in which region you should be there? Mumbai only. Because the problem here is, let's say you have launched one EC2 instance in Mumbai. Later, region got changed. You are in North Virginia. You will launch one more EC2 instance in North Virginia. Like if you keep on launching EC2 instances in multiple different regions, your EC2 instance will keep on running, no? Is it possible to know which EC2 instances are running in which region now? Unless you go and select the particular region, you see here number of EC2 instances running or not. If you launch EC2 instance in Mumbai, the same EC2 instance will be available in all the regions? No. So it is not recommended for you to switch between the regions. And remember, there is no difference between the regions. The console will be the same. But only one small difference is, which is the AWS favorite region? Okay. Which is the AWS favorite region? North Virginia. Which one? Because AWS Amazon is in US, no? So North Virginia. So what they do is, whatever the new services they have implemented, they first implement in North Virginia. After that, slowly they will move to the different regions. For that reason, in North Virginia, you might have one or two different kind of things that you can see. But here, most of the regions have the same console. And another big difference here is the price. Is the price same for all the regions? Answer is no. Every region have their own pricing, but the difference is very, very, very negligible. The difference is very negligible. You understand? Huh? So please make sure that you should be in a proper region. Now please close the door properly. No? Push it up. Okay. Got this? Okay. Okay. Now we have this problem. So, okay, if I ask you, hey, how many regions are how many EC2 instances? Tell me. Is it easy to find out? So you need to go to Mumbai and see, click on instances and see how many are there. Are there any instances? No. So then you need to go to the next North Virginia and select how many regions are there. You need to check it. Is it easy task to find out how many EC2 instances are there in each region? No. It's different. See, loading. Do we have instance? Here, no instances. So like this, is it possible for you to go with all these 27 regions? Not possible. And also, someone Pusuk launched the EC2 instance in some region and they might forget to stop or terminate. Unnecessary billing will happen or not? Correct or not? So for that reason, we have we have this kind of issues. AWS came up with recently called EC2 Global View. What is that? EC2 Global View. Global View meaning nothing. A console will be open. If you click on it, all the regions it will list down and how many EC2 instances are there in each region it will list down. So this will really help. This will really help to see how many instances are there in which region, or are there any instances are there in the regions or not. So if I see here, come down, do you see? It will list down all the regions here. Do we have any EC2 instances, guys, here? No. Do you see this here? So it is fetching resources and all. So it is now 2% only completed. So once it is 100% completed, it will list down all the instances here. For now, what will be the count? 0. Yes or no? In each and every region, it will be 0 because we have not launched any EC2 instances. But if you feel that, I don't know in which region I have launched an EC2 instance, then what you do? Come to Global View and Aramsi, you will see 1 or 2 how many EC2 that you have launched. You can see it from here. This is nothing. This is just for our information. Is this clear? Okay. Now it is 2% only. No, it is fetching the details. That's why it is taking time. So let's keep it like that. I'll open in another window. So that is okay. So that is EC2 Global View. And now next coming to events. If we click on the events, what are these events? Chitty, AWS, let's say you have EC2 instances running in your console. That EC2 instances will sit on the host machine only, in the backend. All of a sudden, let's say, for example, the host EC2, the host machine, AWS want to take some maintenance. If they want to take the maintenance on the host machine, all your EC2 instances will come under maintenance or not. Then they will send an email to you, or they will send an event here saying that, Babu, there are few EC2 instances which will come under maintenance. It will be stopped on the particular day. That is an event. So whatever AWS want to send, so he can do any kind of events, on volumes, on EC2 instances, they will be doing some maintenance. So all this maintenance will come under the event section. It is just for our information. We don't do anything here. So please keep an eye here on this Ghanta symbol. That is notification. If AWS wants to send you some information, it will be there. Okay, I'll tell you one small real time that has happened with me. Okay, I don't know whether I told you this or not. See, when I was working, I have my team. And then there is a database server in my production environment. By the time I come on Monday in office, I see my DB instance. I see my DB instance is stopped in production environment. Is that good? Is that good? Definitely no. Then I got very angry. And I called all the developers and all the team members in the meeting group. And I asked, who has stopped this EC2 instance? Anyone will agree or anyone will accept the mistake? They'll say, mother promise, sir, I have not done. That is a very common, especially our South people, they'll say this word, the mother promise, sir, definitely, right? Okay. So they'll say, not me, not me, not me. Okay. So everyone are saying in the team, I have not stopped the machine. But who stopped the machine? How the machine got stopped? Someone should stop, no? No. Okay. Out of the box, other line. If I want to investigate, which is the service that I need to investigate first? Cloud? Trail. Which one? Cloud? Trail. CloudWatch is for monitoring purpose. Cloud Trail will record everything. Okay, let's keep it aside. I'll find out. I'll do the investigation. But I want to know who stopped the machine. No one agreed. Then what I did was, I went to the Cloud Trail and started investigating it. Then I got shocked. No one did that. Who did? Huh? So I have got an email already 1 month back, or there is an event running over here which I have never concentrated, and it clearly said that, Babu, at this particular period of time, your EC2 instance will be stopped. That is an event that AWS is handling it. Did I check that event? No one checked. And EC2, the EC2 instance is on that day, but it has stopped. Does AWS will start it again? No. So when I checked, that is done by the AWS due to the maintenance window. Whose mistake is that? It's mine, my team members are. You'll say, you sir, it's my mistake, right? Unnecessary, I called all the developers, I did shuntings for them, right? Then I said, then they came, sir, do you got to know who did that? It's okay. No problem. Don't worry. I said, I excused everyone, right? So this is how we do it in our real time, right? So, but you understand, you need to keep one eye on that event section. Tell me one thing. If AWS has sent you an event saying that this particular EC2 instance will be stopped at the day, do you need to wait for that day? What will you do? Simple, no? What will you do? Stop and start the EC2 instance. It will come under out of the maintenance window, right? You need to wait for 1 month to do all these things. Take your nice time and then simple stop and start. That will become under the maintenance window. So all these volumes related, EC2 instance related, everything will come under events. There is question, any loss you face at the time? Obviously, no. If the data, of course, there will be only one database server. I have set up high availability, right? If one server goes down also, I have another server. So do I have any loss? No. But my primary server was stopped and the secondary server I came up as a primary. So I have my own. That is why they call architects, right? So anything happen also, customer should not get affected. Okay, good. Is this clear on the event section? So here it says name resource ID. No, remember, if you launch an EC2 instance, you have instance ID. What is that? For image ID. For snapshot, for volume, right? For everything, there will be a ID. So that is nothing but resource ID. Okay. And event status, completed a close a word. Event type, it is on volume EC2 instance. Description, it is in progress or not, duration, start time, deadline. All the information you'll see it here. Is it possible for us to do anything here? It is just for our information. Clear? On the left side, now we have instances. This is the place where we always die for next few days. This is the place where we always be here and launch instance. Every day we'll go and launch EC2 instance from this place. Okay. So this is what we do it today. And then we have what is known here. We have instance types. So click on it here. We have instance types. What is which is the instance type that we should be using it? T2 micro. T2 micro. Do we have only T2 micro? So here you have T1 micro, T2 micro, T2 nano, small, medium, large, X large, 2X large, T3 micro, small, medium, large, X large, 2X large, A1 related, medium, large, X large, 2X large, 4X large, A1 metal, right? A1 metal, medium, X large, X large, 2X large, 4X large, 8X large. See, you have so many instance types are there. Based on the requirement, you need to choose it. But in our course, what is the instance type that we should use? T2 micro only. If you say why only T2 micro, because that is the only free tier eligible instance type. If you pusuk select T2 small or medium, be ready, you will get a bill. Okay. Okay. So let's say, for example, if you take T2 micro, remember, put it in your brains, guys. Let's say, for example, many people ask, sir, how much bill, sir? How much money, sir? If I use T2 micro for 1 hour, how much they'll cost? Similar question, right? So if you're going for nice thing, they'll do. If you go for anything, 1 hour they charge, right? So here also, how much AWS will charge for 1 hour if you go for T2 micro? T2 micro, how many CPUs you have? Only one CPU. And architecture here, i386 and x86 64 architecture, that is common. So 64-bit x86 architecture that we use on the operating system. Okay. And how much memory? We have only 1 GB. Guys, it is only 1 GB RAM you have. Do you expect super high performance with T2 micro? Don't expect. Okay. So you're expecting weightlifting from LKG guy. Like, he's very small guy. How can he do the weightlifting, right? Similarly, he has only 1 GB RAM only is there, no? So you don't expect much things from here. So that's why it is low to moderate. And if you come here, do you see this? Either you can go and launch Windows machine also, either you can go and launch Linux machine. Two types of operating system, Windows and Linux. So, and here, do you see how much money? I mean, how many dollars per hour? 0.0116. That is for Linux. And for Windows, it is 0.0162. Which one is cheaper, Windows or Linux? Which one is cheaper? 0.0116 is lesser. 0.0162 is lesser. Linux only, right? Mathematics, right? So here, this one is the cheaper one. So if you convert this to Indian rupees, go here and just type $2 INR and put it here. How much is 0.9? That meaning 1 rupee. How much? So if you go and use T2 micro, how much AWS will charge per hour? 1 rupee. Do you understand how to check the price of instance type? So whenever you're launching the EC2 instance, must and should you need to select instance type. And if you worry that how much it will be cost, you come here to instance type and find out the per hour price and you calculate it. Okay. Good. So guys, you have so many. How many instance types are there? 750 plus instance types are there. There are so many. So based on requirement, you need to choose. If you need more RAM, if you come down, memory, and you see 192 GB memory, C5 24x large. And how much it is? How many dollars per hour? $4. $4 meaning $1 approximately 80 rupees. 80 into 4. So how much per hour? 320 rupees per hour. So if you Pusuk launch this machine and forget for 2 days. Hmm? I leave it to you, the imagination. Huh? So you understand? Launch instance types. Is it clear now? Instance type. So that is just for our information. Okay, now coming to the next is what? Launch. Remember launch templates. Where did you heard launch templates? In which topic you have heard launch templates? Huh? In which topic you have you have learned launch templates, launch configuration, launch templates, auto scaling? Where? I told you, no, auto scaling will scale out. No, on what basis auto scaling will scale out? Using launch templates. So, Nana, how many steps are there to launch an EC2 instance? 7. All these 7 steps will be as a, okay, let's say, for example, I have launched one EC2 instance, Linux machine. I want same Linux machine configuration. I need 50 machines now. Do you go and launch 50 times Linux machine? What will you do? Create a launch template. Create a launch. Whatever the 7 steps that you have selected for Linux machine, that 7 step will be as a launch template. It's like a template. From this template, can you launch Linux EC2 instances? 50 EC2 instances? You can launch. If you take image, guys, the problem here is, see, launch template contains only configuration, step 1 to step 7. But image contains volumes, data also inside it. If you from image also you can launch, but image contains what? Data. Launch configuration contains only configurations. Step 1 to step 7 is only selecting the configurations. Only that will be a template. Image contains volumes, so snapshots, everything will come. You understand what is launch template? So if I want to launch multiple EC2 instances with the same configuration, instead of going and launching multiple times, create a launch template and then from this in launch. Similarly, in auto scaling also we did the same thing. No, in auto scaling, scale out will happen. In auto scaling, scale out will happen. No, tell me, auto scaling, how does the auto scaling knows what kind of configuration and what kind of application that you should put in the new EC2 instance? Using what? Launch template. If you configure everything in launch template, using launch template, it will launch the EC2 instance. You got this? Clear? That is the launch templates. We'll create. And remember Spot. What is Spot? Spot instances. Where did you heard? Pricing models, bidding, auctioning, right? So are you gonna spot? We don't spot. Remember we did savings plan? Reserve instances. Can we go and reserve your EC2 instance for how many years? 1 or 3 years. Dedicated hosts. Can you go and purchase a dedicated host? We cannot do this now. But in real time, can you do it? Yes. Allocate a dedicated host. And then capacity reservation. Can you do the reservation? How much you need? Yes, you can. So these are all for different types of pricing models. And out of all these, tell me which pricing models that we should use on demand. So that meaning we don't use spot saving, but I'll show you how to do it. But what we need to do is we go and launch the EC2 instance, use it, and then kill it. That is called on demand. Do you go and reserve the instances? I'm not reserving for 1 or 2 years now. I just want to launch EC2 instance, use it, and then terminate it. What is that model called? On demand. Whenever there is a demand, launch on demand. Clear? Okay. So next year we have what? AMIs. What is AMI? Amazon Machine Image. What is that? Amazon Machine Image. So using this AMI, you can launch the EC2. For what do you create? What do you create from AMIs? EC2 instances only, right? Yeah. And I told you that AWS has a predefined AMIs are there, no? AWS has predefined AMIs, right? We can also create our own AMIs. What is that AMI called? Custom AMI. But AWS also have a predefined AMIs, no? So if you come here, AMI catalog. What is that? What is catalog? All the items, no? So collection, right? Catalog collection. So if we click on AMI catalog, these are the images that are available from the AWS. Okay, see here, very important. Quick Start AMI, My AMI, Marketplace, Community AMI. You have these 4. So you should be always in Quick Start. You should be always in Quick Start. If you, by default, it is Quick Start. Do you see this black color is there already? If you click on My AMIs, it will be in My AMIs. My AMIs meaning whose AMIs? Your AMIs. Can you create your own images? Yes. From that images also, can you launch an EC2 instance? Yes. And if you go for Quick Start AMI, these are AWS provided AMIs. Okay. So here, what you need to do is free tier only is the filter you need to select. Select it. Once you select that free tier, guys, do you see these are all the images that are provided by AWS? Amazon Linux 2, Red Hat, SUSE, Ubuntu, Microsoft Windows. There are so many things are there. Out of all these so many things, which is the image that we should be using it in our course? Red Hat. Which one? Did I told you this already? So we need to use Red Hat. But why I'm telling this? Everyone, whenever if you want to launch Linux machine, which is the AMI that you should use? Red Hat. Select the free tier here and then select the Red Hat. Because Red Hat is the most common operating system of Linux in real time we use. There is no harm selecting other also, Amazon Linux also, some other SUSE also, but we all should be in the same page, no? Right? Let's have the habit of launching Red Hat Linux machine. So there are 2 types of 64-bit x86 architecture, ARM architecture. So no need to go with the ARM. You need to select which one? x86 only. By default, it is x86. ARM is related to CPU levels. You need to go for it, but no one will use ARM here at the moment. So which one you should use? x86. Okay. And this is Linux. If you want to select Windows machines, if you come down, Microsoft Windows Server 2022 base, the first one, you need to select this. And do you see this here? For everything we have here, free tier eligible. So whenever you want to launch an EC2 instance, if you want to select an AMI, make sure that that is free tier eligible. If you select something which is not free tier, again, you will get the bill. Guys, again, I'm saying, you need to follow my instructions, especially EC2. If you don't follow me, bill will follow you. Okay. So for that reason, I'm saying, please select only what I am saying. If you are very excited and sugar patient, I cannot help. Don't come to me saying that, sir, I got a bill this much. And if I see you have launched something else, I cannot help. Okay. All right. And then these are the filters. If you want Linux machine, select Linux. If you want Windows machine, select Windows. And these are all the architectures. Got it, Nana? So which one we should be using it? You tell me which one. Now I am back to AMI. So AMI catalog. How do I select my AMI? Tell me. Select a quick start AMI. Then Free tier only you need to select. Then you need to select the Red Hat. This is how you need. If you want to go for a Windows machine, come down and then 2022 base. You need to select. And I'll tell you one more thing. If you don't select free tier, and then you are very fast and fast guy, like sugar patient, right? You're like, I'm saying like, what is the meaning of sugar patient? That meaning some people, what they do, they cannot hold the excitement. While they, I want to do fast. They are very fast. When they are doing very fast, unnecessarily they will fall down. Okay, they'll fall down. So here, if you don't select free tier, if you come down, you see Red Hat. Hey, Red Hat, I went and selected it. Let's say this one. If you Pusuk selected this Red Hat, is it under free tier eligible? Red Hat with high availability. So if you select this Red Hat, it will be billable. For that reason, must and should you need to select the free tier. So here, if you select any image also, everything is free. Understood? Okay. Now quick start AMI. And if you click on my AMI, so my AMI meaning if you have created any image by yourself, all the images will be listed down. If you click on AMI here also your AMIs will be listed. And if you click on here also, your AMIs will also be listed. From this AMI, can you launch an EC2 instance? Yes, you can. Okay. Next here is AWS Marketplace AMI. I told you, what is AWS Marketplace? Where are all your public images are available? In the Marketplace. So if you click on Marketplace, all the public images are available. But is it recommended to go here and select the AMI? No. You will see here. Let's say this Fortinet is basically a firewall. If you select Pusuk, select this, how much you need to pay? $1,920 you need to pay. Almost $2,000. 2,000 into 8 to 6, 1,60,000. Ready? So unnecessary, I'm telling you. So you should know what is there and all, but you should also know logically what to select, what not to select. Okay. So here, let's say in real time, you had a requirement that you need to install this Fortinet firewall in one of the EC2 instance. Instead of going and downloading, installing, configuring, securing everything by yourself, can you go to Marketplace and select this AMI which has already installed? Select this AMI, pay for them and use it. Simple. You getting it? And then here also, let's say, AWS is OpenVPN. OpenVPN is also a VPN software where you can connect. Fortinet is so many. FI is also one of the load balancer type. Okay, do you see this? There are so many are there. Infrastructure related, DevOps related, industry related, machine learning related. So if you want everything readily available and if you want to use the AMI to launch an EC2 instance, go here and select it, but not now in real time, not now. Okay. But you want to switch off the AC? I see these two people are like, huh? Really? You want help? No, it's okay. So now left side, on the left side we have volumes. Next is what? Volume. And I have one more, community AMIs, right? So next we have here community AMI. Community AMI meaning what? There are few people, few communities. There are few people. What they do is they will set up everything and they will give it for, and they'll make it their images, their custom images public. Like you and me, we do everything, and I'll make it available to everyone. You tell me, is it good to select those things? What happened if some Bucci is inside, some kind of virus or something? So is it good to select community AMIs? If it is verified, then you can select. But if it is not verified, let's say for example here, Ubuntu, do you see verified provider? If it is verified provider, it is good, you can select and use it. But if there are few things that is not verified, mostly they are verified here. So let's say if you don't see anything related to not verified, then it is not at all good for you to select those things. Clear? Good. Anything free in marketplace? Nothing is free. Double urke rao. Okay. So the next thing here is volumes. What is that? Volumes. So we know this, right? So whenever you launch an EC2 instance, what is the default volume that you get? Root volume. So all the instances will be listed and we're listing down here, and their volumes will be specially will list down here. What volumes are these? EBS volumes. What volumes? What is EBS meaning? Elastic block storage. Do you see this one? And snapshots will be here. Did we talk about recycle bin? Did we talk about storage tiers? What are the two types of storage tiers? Standard and archive. So all these things we have learned, right? Did we learn about lifecycle manager? What is that? What is the lifecycle manager? Yes, to automate what? Snapshot. So if you want not only snapshot, images also. So if you want to create the images and snapshots automatically, then go with the data lifecycle manager. So automate the creation, retention, copy, and deletion of snapshots and AMIs. We'll do. I'm just giving an overview. And then very importantly, we have what? Very important. What is this? What is security group? Security group stops the unauthorized access to the EC2, or else you can say security group is used to secure the EC2 instance. So I told you there is one default security group, no? That is the default security group. How many types of rules are there in security group? 2 types. What are those? Inbound rules and then outbound rules. Okay, now see here. Now I have selected, this is the default security group. Default SC. I have just given the name. Default SG meaning security group. So this is a default security group that I have already. Ooh. In which region I'm here now? So in which region I should be? These are the mistakes that you should not do. Okay. There is no harm, but until you are familiar with, be in the one region only. Okay. I selected here. Do you see the default? Every region will have its own default security group. Okay. Here also we have the default security group, and detail section meaning what is the name of the group? What is, I told you this is a security group ID. For everything you have the ID, right? Okay. Now, how many types of rules are there? 2 types. What are those? Inbound rules, outbound rules. Now, do we need to worry about the outbound rules? No, because outbound rules by default are allowed. So by default, inbound rules are denied. So will there be any rules here? No, but I already using it. So if you close your eyes, I'll remove this and I'll show you, right? So delete, delete, delete. It will be like this for you. So if it will be like this, now see here, Nana. So click on inbound rules and you have edit inbound rules. You need to click on edit inbound rules. Okay, see here. How many rules are there? There is one default rule is there. What is that? One default rule is there. One default rule. Now you tell me here. Okay, I'm coming back. What is the group ID? Last one, F11. That is a group ID, security group ID or not? Okay, remember that F11. So I'm editing it. So now I already have one rule saying all traffic. All traffic to whom? Source. There are how many types of sources are there? 3 types. What are those? Custom, my IP, anywhere. So which one we should use? My IP, right? So if you use custom meaning for certain range. Okay, now I'm allowing all traffic to self. F11 is there, no? To self. I'll tell you this logic. Let's say you have your home. You have your own apartment. Okay. If you want to secure your apartment, what, and you are the only person who is in the apartment, what will you do? You go inside your house and then lock the door, or what you do, you are outside the house and you will throw out the keys. And then you say, okay, my house is secure, no one is there. You should have access, no, first of all. You should have full access to go inside or not. You go inside and lock the door. That is secure. Are you secure outside the home? So that meaning you should have full access to yourself or not. For that reason, here I'm saying, right? To self, all traffic to self, I'm giving the permissions. All traffic meaning to self, I'm giving the full permissions. You're getting this point. I'm repeating again. Listen carefully. Whenever you create a security group, or you have a default security group also there, whenever you create a new security group, one default rule should be there. One default rule. What is that rule? You are need to allow all traffic to self. Why? I have given the example. If you want to secure a house, you should have full access. You go inside and then lock the door. Here also same thing. I have the default rule is there. I'm allowing all traffic to self. Am I allowing anything else? Rest everything are allowed a deny. Deny. Let's say now I want to allow SSH. How do I add the rule? Tell me, how do I do rule? Click on add rule. Here, what is the protocol that I need to select? SSH. And how many types of sources are there? 3 types. Custom, anywhere, my IP. And in our course, what is the thing that we should use? My IP, because you should have access, not everyone. So I select my IP. If you select my IP, automatically your IP address, your laptop IP address will be selected. And now what IP is this? If you go in, this is your internet IP. If you go here and type in the internet, what is my IP? See, this is your IP, no? Your internet provider is giving this IP address. So that is the IP here. Tell me now, how to add RDP protocol? Click on add rule. Select which one? Here, what is the protocol I need to select? RDP. You see? Which one? And then you understand how to add the rule. Now I need to remove SSH. How do I do it? Tell me. Edit inbound rule. And then do we have SSH? No. Save. And here, is it possible for me to deny specifically anything here? Everything is denied by default. What you need to do? You are allowing it. That's it. But every security group will have one default rule, which is self-access, full traffic to self. That one you should not delete it. Don't modify it. You should keep it like this. Okay, now, for example, sir, I have deleted everything. Oh my God. Now I don't have any inbound rules. Do you need to panic? No. Go and add it. No. So every security group should have one default rule. What is that rule? All traffic to self. Yes or no? Should we go and add it again? How? Click on edit. Add rule. Which one? All traffic. Here is select custom. And which one? Default security group. This is the default rule. Save it. Keep that. Tell me, I want to add NFS protocol. How to do it? Edit. Add rule. Here, which one I need to select? This is NFS. Here, my IP. Save rules. Do I need to worry on the outbound rules? Everyone understood how to add your rules in security group? Is it good to create a new security group? Don't create until I say. Use default security group only. Clear? Any questions? If you see this, Nana, I told you, Do you remember in our starting days in basic classes, we have learned this. Do you remember I told HTTP over TCP IP? I told you, no? So who is the guy who will be establishing the connection between two hosts? TCP. On the TCP, who will travel? HTTP will travel. Not only HTTP, all protocols will travel on the TCP only. HTTP, HTTPS, SSH, FTP, NFS, everything will come and will travel on the TCP. That is the reason. If you select any traffic here, if you select, let's say I select SSH. SSH on which protocol? On TCP. What is the port number? 22. And you select the my IP. And if you select RDP, what is the protocol for RDP? Port number 3389. See, on what protocol? TCP. You getting it? Very good. Is it clear, Nana, on this? Then we have here, come on, Shiva, it's not good to, I cannot say it's not good to ask, but come on, you are missing, you have not followed then in that case. That is a very, 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 we have been talking about so many things till now, right? He's asking difference between AMI and snapshot. Come on. Right? If you are not following it properly, I cannot repeat all these topics again and again. Not good at all, Shiva. I want you to revise all the topics, because once we, after watching the entire Bahubali, you are asking who is the hero. Right? I can answer this question, not me. Okay? Other people, let ask, what is AMI? Copy of the operating system is called the AMI. What is the snapshot? Backup of the volume, a copy of the volume is called the snapshot. And if you're asking the difference now, come on, right? Not good, right, Shiva? But there is no harm in asking the questions, but you need to we did revisions, we did recap, we did shootout, right? So in to follow, Nana, there should be minimum thing should be followed. Okay, so now we have the elastic IP. What is elastic IP? So this elastic IP is dynamic or static? Elastic IP is static. So by default, do we have any elastic IPs? No. So if you want to have an elastic IP, guys, how many elastic IPs are free? 5 are free. How many are there? 5 are free. So these 5, let's say you went and allocated one elastic IP. If you are keeping it ideal, that ideal EIPs are free or billable? Billable. What you need to do? You need to attach it to the EC2 instance. Yes or no? You need to attach it to the EC2 instance. So I have not launched any EC2 instance till now. When I launch the EC2 instance, I'll go and attach this elastic IP. But how do you allocate one elastic IP? See here. Click on allocate elastic. But that's it. Simple. Click on allocate. That's it. I have one elastic IP here. See? If I attach this elastic IP to the EC2 instance, if I stop and start the EC2 instance, elastic IP will change? It will not change. But how to use this elastic IP? I'll show you when I launch the EC2 instance. But do you know how to create elastic IP? Yes, I'll remove this and do it again. No, release meaning delete here. Release elastic IP meaning release it to AWS. Gone. Now, tell me how to create an elastic IP. Allocate elastic IP. Which region? AP minus south minus 1. So, do you remember we discussed about this? Global static IP address, create accelerator. Which one? Global accelerator. Okay, now keep it default and click on allocate. Bas, khatam. This is how you create an elastic IP. And what is the next step? We need to associate this elastic IP to EC2 instance. How? In actions, associate. But do you have any EC2 instance here? No. So when we launch, we'll do it again. Okay. So, and how to delete it? Release elastic IP. Okay. Clear? So that is on elastic IP. And then we have, what is it, Sina? Placement groups. So there are, how many types of placement groups are there? 3 types. What are those? Cluster, spread, partition. What are those? Cluster, spread, I told you, it is very easy to create. What you are doing, just you are grouping it. But the entire work will be done by the AWS in the backend. You are grouping the EC2 instance where? In the backend, no? So here you need to just create a placement. Click on create placement group. Let's say, what is the placement groups we have? Cluster, spread. If you want to say, you want to create a cluster placement group, you know the strategy of cluster. What is the strategy of cluster placement group? Same rack, same availability zone. If you select spread, different availability zones. So based on a requirement, you need to select it. Okay. Partition meaning how many partitions you can create maximum? 7. See? So, but I want to go and create cluster. Let's say cluster placement group. That's it. Create group. That's it. You created a group. When you're launching the EC2 instance, whichever the EC2 instance that you want to keep in this group, select this group. That's it. When you're launching the EC2 instance, you'll ask, Babu, do you want this EC2 instance to put in some placement group? If you want, select this group. Otherwise, no need. You're just grouping it. That's it. Entire work will be done by the AWS in the backend. So let's go ahead and delete it again. Okay, not required. Okay, so now next is Nana what? So key pairs. I told you, do we have any default key pair? No, I already have one key pair, which is your next batch, 730 batch, right? So for them, EC2, everything is done. They are completing the course in 2 weeks, maybe. So now for you, what we do when we launch the EC2 instance, we need to attach the key pair, no? At that time, you need to create a key pair. I don't recommend to create a key pair from here. You can create it, no issues. If you create here, when you're launching the EC2 instance, it will ask, Babu, attach the key pair. You have already created, no? It will list down there. Select the key pair. Or else, if you have not created here, there it will ask, Babu, create a key pair. I'll show you how to create a key pair. Don't worry. Okay. What is the extension of the key pair? .pem file. And then here we have what? Network interfaces. What is network interfaces? NIC card. What is that? No, every laptop will have the NIC card or no? You don't know what is NIC card? Your IP address will associate to their Ethernet card. NIC card will be there. What is that? NIC card will be there. So if you are far from computer, you will. These are the questions. Okay, no problem. So in every machine should have IP address allocated or not? So to whom it is allocated? It is allocated to the NIC card, network interface card. Okay, sometimes tongue twister. Network interface card. So we call it as NIC card. No. Whenever you launch an EC2 instance, definitely IP address should be allocated. No. To whom the IP address will be allocated? NIC card. So every machine will have the NIC cards. And what is the default IP address did you get? What type of IP address you will get by default? So when you launch the EC2 instance, one NIC card will be created. The NIC card will have a what IP? Private IP. One more. See, you launch an EC2 instance, by default you have one NIC card which is private IP. And I told you, is it possible also for you to have public IP also? One more NIC card. For one EC2 instance, minimum how many will be there? 2. One is for private, another is for a public. So NIC card meaning IP address will be associated to the NIC card. You don't do nothing here. NIC cards will be there. That's it. Okay. Next here we have load balancers. So how many types of load balancers are there? Okay, what are the load balancers? Huh? What? Classic application load balancer. Come one by one, no? Come first one, application load balancer, network load balancer, classic load balancer, gateway load balancer. How many are there? which one is a previous generation, which one we should be choosing it, correct? No, application load balancer worked on which protocol? HTTP, HTTPS. Network load balancer worked on which protocol? TCP, UDP. And gateway load balancer worked on which protocol? Gateway, right? Tell me that also. 6081. Very good. Okay, otherwise you will not good. Huh? Okay, see, if you click on create load balancer, I told you load balancer is a service, a server, service. So what you need to click on? Create load balancer. That's it. Click on create load balancer. Do you see this? What are these? Application load balancer, network load balancer, classic load balancer, gateway load balancer. Network load, your application load balancer works on HTTP, HTTPS. Network load balancer works on TCP and UDP. Gateway load balancer works on which protocol here? Gateway, that meaning IP address here. Classic load balancer is the previous generation. So slowly it will get disappear soon. Which one we should be choosing out of all these things? Application. So if you want to, which one is, if you want to get ultra high performance, which one? Network load balancer. And which one will provide static IPs? Network load balancer. See, did we learn all these things or not? We have learned even more things. When you go doing practicals, each and everything we have learned. But the only thing is you need to select it. That's it. Okay. Yeah. But I don't launch, I create now. We have one by one, we'll do it. And remember, we have, what is that? Target groups. Remember, for application load balancer, you need to have a target group, right? So with one application, one load balancer, can we have multiple websites? Yes. So each target group contain each one website. So one target group, one website, another target group, another website. So like this, you can create multiple target groups for single load balancer. Next, last one is auto scaling. So did we learn about all these things now? Yes or no? As a part of theory. Theoretically, we have learned all these things. Technically, we have learned. Theoretically, we have learned. Interview point of view, we have learned. Certification point of view also, we have learned. The only pending thing is practicals. And today also, why I did this overview tour is, so to make you comfortable on the EC2 console. Otherwise, this class, I could have directly showed you to launch an EC2 instance. But why didn't I show you? Why I took one extra day for you here? Because you need to be comfortable on the entire EC2 console. There is a question here, ID meaning ARN. Did I say that? Did I took ARN concept in EC2? No. So ID is different, ARN is different. So what is the full form of ARN? Amazon Resource. For boys, it will be very, for girls, definitely confused. Because, so no number, only name, remember. Huh? So that's the reason. For I need to give some example for you also, girls. But I don't know what to give. What to do, right? Okay. So, ARN mostly, whenever, for EC2 instance, you don't have ARNs. For load balancer, you have ARN, right? So ARN will be used in your policies, IAM policies, no? If you want to identify the load balancer, you cannot say this is my load balancer, no? So ARN will be there. So generally in EC2 section, we don't talk much about ARNs. So ARNs will be for every resource, there will be ARN, but in EC2 only load balancer has the ARN. Any other questions? So guys, today we did the overview and we have 15 minutes left, no issues. So what we do is from tomorrow, we'll go and launch the EC2 instance, and then we go and see all the options. We connect, we log in, we do everything from tomorrow. So this class is worth or not? 100%. Because don't think that today we haven't done. You have done a lot. So you have gone through the entire console today. So what is your task is nothing. Just go through the console. Make yourself comfortable with the EC2 console. And one important thing, I'm showing in the old console. This is the old console. Do you see on the top, new EC2 experience is there? So mostly the console is same. Everything got changed now. But if you click on here, new, do you see anything changed here? Nothing is changed. Okay, I go back. See if anything is changed or not. Anything changed? So all the windows, they have changed to the new console, right? So just in case, okay, let's say if I go to load balancer, now it shows old console. See, EC2 old experience is going away soon. This I have been seeing since 1 year. Because especially if you ask me, I love old console because old is gold. And now as AWS has changing his colors and look and feel, so people need to get habituated with that. So what you can do is we can do it directly from the new console also. So here, if you click on here, new experience here, and everything got changed. See, now load balancer has like this. Do you see the console here? If I go to old console, you'll see like this here. Create load balancer is on the left side. On the new console, it is on the right side. There is no technical difference. There is no technical difference. Only look and feel. That's it. Okay. Yeah. Any questions? So your task is, please go through the AWS console. Go and click each and every. Okay. Did I show you this here? You die here. Fetching. It is fetching. I'll take. And guys, those who are using your mobile internet, 1.5 GB. If you open this global view, within few minutes, it will lead to your 1.5 GB because you need to retrieve all the information from different regions. No, it will take a lot of internet. So don't open this. Okay. Global view, don't open. But if you open also, do you see this here? Now slowly it is. Do we have any instances in all the regions now? No. And by the way, guys, I got this one question. See, okay, now, thank God, resource update completed. Okay, see, are there any instances in any region here for me? No, everything is dash. But in each and every region, how many VPCs are there? How many subnets are there? Okay, if you take Mumbai, how many subnets are there? How many availability zones are there? And in NACL, did we learn? Each subnet is associated to one available. So that means how many subnets? How many availability zones? So one of the guy, what he did is in our last batch, I told Babu, make sure that everything should be 0. My intention is only instances, not all these things. What he did was he went to each and every region and deleted all the VPCs also, subnets, everything. He make sure everything is 0 here. I'm not saying that, right? Make sure only instances should be 0. That meaning dash. Nothing should be 1 here or 2, right? So like this, you can stop unnecessarily getting the bills like this. Okay, good. Any other questions? So we'll be able to go through this, guys. I want you to go click on each and everything and see, get used to it. Okay, you should not be. Go to images, select what is there, try to read. There will be info buttons will be there. Click on it, try to read, make yourself comfortable with the EC2 console. And if you come tomorrow, you should not be new to the console. You should be like, yeah, we know this already. From tomorrow, I'll tell you what to click, where to click. Okay. When course will end, Sarah? If you ask that question, how many other people will start shouting? Are you in hurry? If you are hurry also, I am not in hurry. Okay, slowly, aram se will do. Okay, but if you are just asking it, I have no idea yet. So totals, you assume 55 to 60 days, including day 1 from basics. How many days completed? 30. No, only number of days, working days. Don't include Saturday, Sundays and everything. 30, yeah? So half of the days left, right? So no problem. But I told you, no, EC2 is the only biggest service. After that, only one, two, we'll go normal pace, okay? But if you think it will be more than next month, second week, take 30 days, right? If 30 days are already completed, if you said, next 1 month, 30 days are left, okay? Good. Can you give a final CC for today online? Yes. EC2 material I'll share. CC with small. Oh, thank you, Abrar. So great. That is all, guys, for today. And I'll see you tomorrow with the next EC2 practicals. Until then, take care. Bye-bye. Have